hello there, YouTube, and welcome to a 37-degree Monday, the 22nd of December. You know, I got interrupted at the beginning because Raylyn was doing something. I was laughing at her. I forgot to mention the temperatures and all that stuff, and the fact that yesterday was winter solstice. So welcome to the second day of winter. Man, look how low that sun runs in that southern sky. She just skips across right over there. That's all we get. And in the summertime, it is like straight. It actually goes a little towards the north. It's nuts. But I don't know what the weather's supposed to be. I didn't pay attention to that. But it's looking fantastic right now. It'll be a nice sunny drive to work, unless everything changes by the time we get towards Van Chulo land. Anyway, it's beautiful out here right now. So let's take a trip down south. We'll see you there. Welcome to the day. 45 degrees, no rain, just mist that come off of the wet road. And a nice peaceful drive to work. It was very calm.
It was.
No crazies.
Because the rain's coming tonight, so
Yeah.
it's like nice and easy to
Yeah,
get.
just in time for us to drive home is when the rain comes back, of course.
Of course.
And the pitch black dark, that's always fun. But maybe it'll hold out. You never know. Well, Mama, it's Monday fun day. Let's go in there and get her busted out.
All right.
All right, have yourself a wonderful day.
You too.
All right, love you. See you. Bye.
I love you.
Bye now.
Bye.
So it's that time. Get her all sucked out. I need to run up there and get the V800 so I can hook the computer up to it. That's the first time using BUDS-3 of cycling the brakes, but that's what the fluid looks like. And oddly enough, the front cup, which is the rear brakes, it's the front brakes, just like a car, it's backwards. You think the front cup would be for the front, rear for the rear, but it's backwards. But look, you see that red? That's like some weird molding stuff that I notice when these things get pretty bad. So what I'll do is I'll get you some light going here. Maybe I'll get the light. There we go. Yeah, look at that. So what I do is I suck them out. I've got a little kit. I made that hose probably about 30 years or so ago. Took a 6mm bolt and chopped the head off of it, hooked it up in a drill press, and drilled a hole through the center of it and put that hose on there. And I used to do it with and then these pneumatic things started showing up. I guess maybe that was more than 30 years ago, but anyway, what I do is I get this dried out, then I throw fresh brake fluid in there and circulate that thing around, and as you're circulating it around, it'll start washing that molding looking, whatever that red stuff is. It's terrible. Whatever it is, that means it's gone way too far. But like I say, this one was reading basically 3. It was trying to creep the 4. This one just whack pegged the 4. There's a diaphragm. I washed it off and put it back in there in case he said no. I wanted everything to be clean. You want that to be clean and dry. But anyway, your rear brake bleeder sitting right there. If you can make that out down there, that's the rear one. And then of course the fronts are easy to see. There's one here, and the nice thing, they're not like that whatever it was they used in 2012 and back. You had to take it off and mount it up here because the bleeder was not at the highest part of the caliper. So right front, left front, same thing, just backwards. But unlike the old Spyders, check this out. You can get right into the VCM. You can see you even got a wrench on it already. I can't get my camera in there though because I'm using my phone. But anyway, that's it back there. Let me turn, yeah, well, light thing. You can see the wrench on the bleeder right there. you can just reach. I'll show you. You can just reach your hand in there, grab it, loosen it, and bleed her out of there. And you cycle the holy heck out of it. Especially when you see that red, it almost looks like rust in there, but there's no rust can make it up to the reservoir. That's just something that happens to brake fluid when it gets really old. Doesn't have his panel on correctly. And they'll leave that white mark, or blue or red, depending on what color your Spyder is. And that's a whole ordeal to take all that off to put it back. But I don't know who was doing what to have that cover off. There's not a whole lot to get there. But you don't, I don't know why. I guess if you're doing a fuel filter, you'd have been in there, because the fuel filter sits like right about in here on these. Oh, and by the way, I keep thinking that the new RTs are in the same place as the F3, which would, let me get this light off, which would be right in here, which is a nightmare, absolute nightmare. It's sitting right in here. And if you know about the F3s, you need to get that center panel off. The only way to get the center panel off is unbolt the fairing and kick the fairing forward to knock this plate out. You can take the handlebars completely off and kind of cheat and get it out that way, but now you're dealing with dangling parts, you know, switch gear, and like the 24 and newer, the handlebars are one piece now. The old ones were, I was showing you on Friday, where you can just pop them out, set them aside. No, it's a whole nightmare with these. So it's easier just to take the fairing off, which is, it's not easy. We do the fuel filter at 28K. I think it says to do it at 19. That filter is going to be fine until 28K, unless you want to pay a lot of money to take that out. And there's some of the, like Snap-on has their own service schedule thing. It's pretty close to BRPs, but they say to do it at 28K, which is what we do with the F3s, because the labor is just crazy to get that fairing off, just to change the filter. Well, these are in the same place. And in my head, it seems like I've done more F3 fuel filters. And I must be, when I'm at that point with a 2020 and newer, that, you know, it seems like you're working on one of these at that point. But anyway, I got lights burning. Need to go up and get the V800. And so I'm prepared. It's like really easy to find, so I'm assuming it's super easy to use. Maybe I'll have some new updated suggestions on how to do it or something. You never know. Because like the kit thing I use for the Harleys has a different procedure. It's a little different on those. It's weird. The Harley, it doesn't like the BRP, the Spyder stuff. You're actually pumping. Well, I guess you do the same thing. You immediately dump it. I think it's just the way it's listed in the computer or whatever. But it seems like the Harley has way more steps to it. It seemed like it did. I don't know. I've slept a few months since I did Kelly's, before we did the Leavenworth thing. I think I did that when I did the 5K service on hers. But it was different. But Kelly ran the computer, and she just told me what to do. Because with those, you definitely need 2 people. The BMWs, because it's a motorcycle, you can kind of get away with it. Unless you got air in it, then it requires 2 people. You need to, just the second that pump procedure stops, someone has to immediately hit them brakes. You need to get that fluid moving. And Spyders are a little unique, because both calipers on a motorcycle have the same ABS action, where on a Spyder you have separate channels, you know, for the left and right wheel, because you got 2 wheels up front. So anyway, it's getting cloudier and cloudier out there. I know all you see is blue. It doesn't look that way at all. It looks almost the same color in here, but it's a different white balance, and You guys probably think, hey, look, God, there's always blue out there. Nope, because I have the white balance blocked in here. That's why everything looks natural in here. Otherwise, it would look very, very yellow in here. Crazy yellow. But anyway, you can set it to like a fluorescent light, but these are some kind of, they're fluorescent, but I don't know, and then they go through and put different bulbs in there. You can see one that's bright. The white balance is all funky on that. They need to be all the same. So we got some that were the same as these little small lights. That's why all these kind of look the same. But then somebody got some replacements for there, even though I told them you needed a whatever, degrees Kelvin. They just went, threw their arms in the air and just grabbed whatever was on the shelf. But anyway, you can't fix, what I'm saying. So let's get this thing done. Time I fire that son of a gun up, she needs an update. So I've gone through three full passes. Left, right, rear, VCM, left, right, rear, VCM. You can tell I did the VCM last because everything's over on this side. And the fluid coming out of there was this is how much fluid I pushed through that thing. I'm on my third bottle. That's crazy. So anyway, we'll run the pumps. It goes left, right, rear, just like you do when you're bleeding. You run the pumps. Then once I run the pumps, unless it tells me to do something different. I remember what it was that was different with the Harleys. That's why I had to have Callie out there with me, because while it was in the pump running thing, you had to flush it while it was going through the ABS pump flush. But luckily, with motorcycles, they're a little less volume fluid than these are. Maybe not. I mean, the cups are a whole lot less. I guess the calipers are probably about the same. But anyway, it was a little bit different procedure. The BRP one, you get to the end and then you flush. I think you do. I'll tell you when I get here in a second. I don't know why I'm got brain fog on this thing, but it seems like I do I do one side and then you flush it? Or you do both fronts and then flush both fronts? Jeez. I don't know, I don't have the old software to even look it up now. But anyway, you gotta do that. You need the ABS pump to flush. And then I don't know, does it kick it out into the VCM? What's funny is the VCM draws its fluid. All right, my update's done. I got to sign back in. But it draws its fluid from the rear cup. So whatever the VCM is doing with its fluid, because most motorcycles, it just, it's coming from the reservoir to the master cylinder, to the VCM, to the wheels. And so ultimately the VCM has the ultimate output going to the wheels. And if it defaults or fails or something, it basically just, goes directly to the wheels. But with a Spyder, because of its vehicle stability system, it will limp home mode you. It will freak out, you go into limp home mode. Because just like having the correct tires on these things, it is vitally important that VCM knows what's going on. So you'll be going nice and slow until you figure out what's going on. But anyway, log back in and do my flush. I'm gonna get in trouble for showing this, but this is pretty cool. It's got a little preparation check sheet thing there, telling you how to get everything ready. And then you got rear, front, which is weird. It's going rear, front, VCM. So I guess maybe doing the flush doesn't matter. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter anyway. That's just what they used to tell us. Do I go in order of this? Because it looks like I get to check what I want to do. So maybe I'll just do what I'm used to. I'll do the front and the rear, then the VCM. But anyway, here we go. Okay, so it's going to do it exactly like the Harley. And I didn't have a choice. I just said done, and it just went to rear. So you want me to open the bleeder? This is like the Harleys do. Open the bleeder, you actuate in the pump. While it's actuated, you're going to push the pedal once per 3 seconds during the entire procedure. Important. Add fluid in the corresponding reservoir and continue to actuate the brake pedal. When the bleeding is complete, keep the brake pedal depressed, then close the bleeder. Really? How am I going to do the left front? Well, just going to have myself an assistant. Very interesting. Keep the brake pedal pressed, then close the bleeder. Oh, because it's going to be pumping the fluid through it, and maybe I don't have to do any of this vacuum bleed. It'll just do it itself. This will be interesting, because by the sounds of it, the pumps are going to push. I don't know. We'll see. Nice. I love it when things get updated. Although they throw a monkey wrench in there all of a sudden, so I need to get my bottle around here. Basically, what I'll do to make this just a bleeder like you're pouring into a bottle, you disconnect your hose, open the valve all the way, and this will allow fluid to just freely pour into the bottle. So it'd be like the old thing where you have a hose connected to it and you have it pour into. We used to use old Coke bottles because they were heavy glass and probably dangerous to have around a shop, but they would stay better. And different. This just works so good. We have these all around. But the important thing is you open the valve, because now it opens a passage for it to just pour in there. And when I get to the left front, I'm going to have somebody come help me, because I can't hold the pedal and reach all the way over here and lock that thing down. All right, here we go. Apologize for the wind, but seeing the sun's going to set here before too long and the rain's supposed to be coming, it did come. It got everything soaked and has since dried out. But look at this, it's beautiful. Oh, pay attention how fast the clouds are moving. Whoa, it's definitely windy out here. Everything's banging around down there. But thought I'd just come out, take a breath of fresh air. Well, that went all nice and smooth. I need to take the V800 back up there again. Oh, I've already sealed everything up. I ran upstairs. I was trying to get a hold of the service manager. I've gone up there several times looking for him. I go, man, I just keep missing him. So talked to one of the service advisor. I go, where's he at today? I said, I keep coming up here and he's not in his office. He goes, well, his light's off in there. I go, no, it's not. He goes, well, it was off earlier today. I said, well, I guess I didn't go in there while it was off. But he goes, he's off this week. I'm like, oh, well, that would explain why I can't touch bases with him. Guess I could have texted him, but wasn't anything that was that important. But the day's clicking on. Heck, it's almost 10 to 4 already. But man, it was dark and raining and windy out there, and all of a sudden, boom, sunshine. I thought, I need to take them out there. But it's pretty cool. Pretty straightforward. It, I think that literally is the brake bleeding procedure. That's what it's called. But you just go through the motions, and I think that's it. That's pretty wild. So literally I can do this without running air and sucking it through. But dude, when it's that dirty, it need to get pulled through hard. Oh, and it's not just the left front, it's the VCM. Can't be by the VCM at the same time either. And oddly enough, it is doing rear, front, left and right front, and then the VCM. That's procedure. That's how they're having it done. Maybe I just stuck with an old manual thing that I've been doing it forever. I've never had one come back, I can tell you that. And they're definitely flushed, but it was right, left, rear, VCM. And now it's rear, left and right front, then VCM. I guess kind of achieving the same thing, considering nothing from the rear swap spit with the front. Other than the VCM. The VCM is sharing the fluid with the rear. But not diggity. Let's get some wheels and stuff back on this thing, and I'm not sure if I'm going to tackle that tire or not. Well, it's not enough time in the day for me to do it. I just don't. Every time I do that, I regret I ganked my back, and that tire machine's messed up. So I have to use the tire machine to hold the rim and to hold the tire down in the well of the wheel, so you can. I just use it as like a third hand, and then just hand tool it over. The Spyder tires are fairly soft, so they go on pretty easy. It's not like doing an adventure tire. I just literally can't do them. Them things are so brick hard. I don't know how something doesn't break while you're putting those tires on. Harley tires are the same way. Holy moly! Even my Sportster tires. Remember I did those at home. That was a treat, and they're nowhere near as hard as the the heavier weight Harleys. But very cool. It's a nice Spyder. Everything's the brakes were the biggest concern on it, and a tire is just at the wear bars. You can see the 50% bar and then the wear bar. I mean, he's not. Yeah, I would say that's pretty critical. There's like nothing left. So you can't tell which one's the 50% and which one's the wear bar, because they're all touching. It looks like probably the wear bar, because there's a slight dent in it. So those are probably 50%. Oh no, that one's got it too. Oh no, this one's got it more than that one. So that's the wear bar just into it. That's the point where they say you need to replace it now. But his pads and everything are all in good shape. But let's get some wheels in this thing and go from there. Well, hello there, you two. Nice in Portland, just very, very light, or Vancouver, same difference. But anyway, just a light little trickle. It just kept getting heavier and heavier and heavier. We stopped at the gas station.
Wet and cold and nasty.
I got to like $23. It did that thing again.
Oh, that's so weird how it does that.
Sorry about that. It just pops up a thing. Do I want to connect to Wi-Fi or use cellular data? Why would you interrupt a recording to do that?
I don't know. Very strange.
Now, one of my apps or something, I could see that. But this is Apple that did it to their app. I'm using the Apple recorder. I don't know. Things we'll never know.
Yes.
It'll be in an update. There'll be something. They never did that before, so probably the last update introduced something, and there'll be a new update that'll fix it.
That's why the updates are not good. Always something happens.
Sometimes. But yeah, it started pouring. Oh, we got to the pump. Gets to like $23, and it stops. And I'm like, did I hit the vapor recovery thing? Oh, that's right. And it's like, well, I got to go in. It's basically half our gas. And so anyway, I go in, and she's on the phone with somebody, and she's trying to call, I guess, the head person there. And he goes, I hear her, he goes, the pump just stopped. And she's going asking him the recovery and stuff. And, anyway, something happened. All the pumps shut down.
Yeah.
And I don't know how she knew I was on 17. She goes, "You're on 17, right?" I'm going,
Oh, maybe she saw you walking.
could it be?
Yeah.
Because Kelly was off to the side of the building, throwing my hands in the air. She might have been looking out the window or something.
I'm going, I have no idea what this man is saying.
Yeah, she don't know.
All I can hear is wind and rain, and he's going blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, way across the parking lot. It's not close up to the store like it used to be with old pumps. But anyway, she did something. Ooh, he goes, oh, there you go. They're all going. Had one guy on the phone and another guy. I'm waiting to talk to her while she's on the phone. This kind of Asian looking gentleman just like barges in and just pop shot off. Like, dude, see, you got somebody already talking to her and she's on the phone. I'm, you know, being kind to her while she's on the phone with somebody. He just barges in. But he ended up walking away nice, but dude.
Manners.
Yeah. I just don't understand people sometimes. But anyway, that was fun tinkering with the old Spyder today. Using the new BUDS-3 for brake flushing and all that stuff. I really like the BUDS-3 thing. It's so much nicer. It was weird and new right at first, but man, just so easy to find stuff. Hooks up faster. Sometimes it's a little slow, but the only bummer is I gotta update it every time I use it. Every time it seems like. I gotta wait for an update, then it reboots, and anyway, first world problems. On that we roll.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same Smoak time, same Smoak channel. Don't forget to give a thumbs up. And you guys have an amazing Tuesday or Wednesday.
Thank you. Alright, we'll see you tomorrow.
We will see you then. You know, I'm going to make these little symbols that go like this, that go across the screen.
Yeah. Alright, we'll talk to you guys in the morning. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.